Hi, my Flosstube friends. I am Christy. I am the Crosshatch Quilter, and I am back today for Flosstube number 35, which is a Flosstube special. It's 2024's cross-stitch year of finishes. So I wanted to do a special video to document all of my finishes for the year, for my records, for just your eye candy enjoyment, and I thought that it would be a fun way to kick off the year as we all make plans to finish and what we're trying to focus on this year. It's always fun to reflect back on what last year's accomplishments were. And today is the end of January. I wanted to come back here before now to do this video, but I was just sick for a few weeks and wouldn't have been able to film without coughing. So it's better late than never. And here I am. But I am looking forward to another fun year of stitching and watching Flosstube and seeing what all of you guys are up to, and also sharing my journey along the way as well. So I'm going to start off with my finishes for the year. I believe I have 25 or 24. So my last finish for December 2024 was the Sewing Gingerbread book from Stacy Nash, which was a Jingle Ball exclusive. Had so much fun stitching this. It is stitched with the called for threads on the called for linen, which is Needle Bling Designs. I don't remember the name of it right now, but it's very gingerbread cookie looking. And there's the other side, the back. I stitched it as called for, except I didn't do the pins on the pair. I just preferred it without. Love the stitching mice on there. And then I finished the inside a little bit different. I used the wool, but I didn't make a pocket. I just attached a snowflake from Stacy Nash's store at the Jingle Ball. And I'm gonna probably still do like a wool felt shape of some sort on this side. But for now, that is my finish, and I love it so much. Stacy Nash has always got the best ideas. So that one was super fun. In December, I also stitched Little Nick by Not Forgotten Farm, and I'll insert a picture here of my finish on that. I don't have it here to show you because it was a gift, but I enjoyed stitching that, and I want to stitch it again for myself. And its companion cookie claws. Lori also has, from Not Forgotten Farm, a snowman and a Valentine Cupid that is adorable that I would like to stitch. They're so cute. I was on a Blackbird Designs stocking finish bonanza last year. So I was really excited to finally get some of these out of my stash and stitched and finished. So this is a December stocking of Blackbird Designs, but I finished it with a little bit of just primitive fabric on the back, little floral motifs with the gold beads. Absolutely love this. And then this next one is from the December book. There's 3 of them in the book. I have 2 done now out of the 3. I had one previously finished, so I don't have that here to show you because it wasn't a 2024 stitch. A little bit of snowflake red and white fabric on the back. This was such a fun stitch. It's on the called for linen and threads. Love all that snow. It just makes it pop. And I want to display these, even though they're seasonal. I'm going to put them in my sewing room on my stitching tree and display them all year round. So these next 3 are out of the November stocking book by Blackbird Designs. That's how I finished that one, with just a little bit of primitive star fabric. This next one is so cute. And this is the first one that I stitched in this series. And it's the little turkey, the pomegranate. He's so cute. And a little bit of Blackbird Designs fabric on that one. These are so fun and a very quick stitch, but make a huge impact. And then this is the last one in that November book. And there's a little bit of over one stitching there. Over one on 30 count is super easy. And then I just did a little bit of mustard Lori Holt fabric in the back. I think she calls it butterscotch. It matches the basket really well. Love that so much. So that's my little pile of stockings, and I plan on continuing to stitch more in 2025. So then in November, I stitched quite a few projects that I thoroughly and loved finishing. The first one is Be Ye Thankful. This is by With Thy Needle and Thread. I stitched it with all the called for threads on the called for linen. I finished it with a little bit of vintage rickrack and some Sandy Gervais bittersweet fabric. Love that. That is a quick stitch. And then this next one is Turkey Hill School Pocket by Stacy Nash. And I stitched it with all the called for threads on the called for linen. Just a cute little finish to display with your autumnal stitches. Love that turkey and his wild tail. That was a very quick stitch as well. I've really been into smalls this year. Really fun. So then my last two autumnal, actually 3 autumnal finishes. This one is October Feast, and this is by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I don't have this fully finished yet because I want to stitch a couple more, and then I'm stitching a sewing pocket on the same linen. So it'll be a fully finished this year. And then this next one is Betsy's Autumn Bird. And again, I don't have this fully finished because I'm going to stitch the acorns that are on the chart as well. But he is so cute. And then this next one is called Sweet Autumn, and this is by Chessie and Me. Lots of specialty stitches and over one stitching in this. I want to finish this on I want to frame this. So hopefully I'll get this done and framed by fall of this year. It's still hard to believe it's 2025, so I keep saying next year, but it's this year. This next one is Stacy Nash Butternut House, and it's a pin pillow, but I finished mine as a sewing book or sewing roll. Absolutely love it. Did a little bit of wool applique on it, and then just some buttons, a little pocket. Super fun. This is one of my very favorite finishes of the year 2024. This next finish is The Cat and the Moon by Brenda Gervais of With Thy Needle and Thread. And I finished it as a drum. This is some Teresa Kogut fabric. But I thought that that was such a fun and quick stitch, and I loved the fully finish on him. So fun. Smalls are definitely have been the theme for this last year. I really have enjoyed them. This next finish is Boo to You by Brenda Gervais. So fun. Just did a little bit of gingham ribbon and vintage rickrack, a little bit of houndstooth on the back. And I always stuff my pillows most of the time with sawdust. So I really am looking forward to, I want to stitch a few more of these smalls in by Brenda. All right, this next one is called Jack-O-Lantern Sewing Pocket. And this is by Stacy Nash. Absolutely love this. Monochromatic stitching. I finished it just like she did on the chart. And so you can display it and have things coming, you know, like a cute little Halloween picture sticking out. I stitched this with the called for onyx thread on 36 count vintage autumn gold by Lakeside Linens. So that was all of my autumn and Christmas finishes. And then in the summertime, I was all about pears and bees and nautical stitching, and just had so much fun with all of that. So my first finish for the summertime is Honeyberry by Erica Michaels. A little bit hard to keep a hold of that. I absolutely love stitching this, and I just finished it with some wool on top and a button. So fun. Love that displayed with my bee stuff. And then this is one of my very favorite finishes, and this is the Birds and Bees Sewing Roll, and this is by Stacy Nash. I have loved this chart ever since it came out, so I was really excited to stitch it this year, and it was such a just fun garden feeling stitch. Just very peaceful colors and just a very peaceful chart. So I finished it according to the directions on the chart, and it's a sewing roll, so you can, you know, fold it up, and I have mine displayed with all of my bee stuff, and I will include a video at the end of all of these finishes and how most of them are displayed. But I really love this. I do know I stitched this one on 36 count vintage pear by Lakeside Linens, and I love the colors on that green pear fabric. So fun. And this is just a little bit of like Blackbird Designs fabric on the inside. I highly recommend this chart. It's very fun and an easy finish. This next finish is from La Di Da, and it's Love Never Fails. And I just stitched it and threw it in a frame. It's not perfect, but I love it. And I put this in my bedroom. And this is a freebie, so if you so choose, you can download that for free and stitch it. I just stitched it with a blue silk that my friend Lori gave me. Love it. And then to go with that in my bedroom, I did the Blue Work Pairs by Annie Bees and stitched them with Chester's Blue Silk, which is by Classic Colorworks. It's a Belle Soie. I finished it with some French General fabrics. And then I did blue wool on this because I wanted to match the wool or the blue stitches. And I did all three of them in the chart. So fun. So this one is the middle one. So I did this with a darker blue French General fabric. And then the final one, I'm looking forward to stitching many more pairs in my future. Those are so fun, and they're a pretty easy finish to fully finish. So Annie has great directions on how to finish them when you get to that point. All right, this is my last small one. And this is She Sights a Bird by Blackbird Designs. And I have this in my bedroom. And I want to, again, I look forward to stitching more of these in the series. There's 9 charts, I have 3 done. And I just framed it myself. I have all 9 frames, so I just need to stitch them and get them fully finished. And then I saved my last 2 cross stitch finishes for last. They both took a very long time to stitch, and I'm glad they're done. And I was looking forward to having them up on my wall because I knew exactly where I wanted to have them displayed in my home, so that it gave me the driving force to just keep at it. This first one was really hard to focus and kind of stick with because it was a lot of stitching, and I did not have only a few stitches in it when I picked it up to start on, to work on it this year. I think I just had like the bones of the border and like this star motif done at first. So this is Live on Little by Plum Street Samplers, and I stitched it on 36 count hog bristle with all the called for threads. And I just got a frame from Hobby Lobby and I framed it myself. I don't normally put glass on my cross stitch, but this one hangs in a bathroom because I have a coastal theme going on. So that's why there's glass. It is museum glass, but I'm super happy with the way this turned out. I think it's so beautiful. A sweet viewer on my video in the summertime let me know that I hadn't fully finished stitching this. I had left off this little last patch of grass right here on the very end. So before I slapped this in the frame, I finished stitching that. So thank you so much for letting me know. I would have just framed it and never realized. But this is, oh, I'm so glad to have this done. It was a big, big stitch. There was a few times during the process that I was like, oh, I just want to set this down, but I stuck with it because I really, really, really wanted it on my wall. And so it's been fun to have and enjoy that now that it's completely done. And my last grand finale, I just fully finished it in December, framing it. And this is Elizabeth Furness by Hands Across the Sea. I ordered the frame from Hobby Lobby, and this is my finish. I absolutely love it. It's not perfect. I still need to finagle it a little bit. Getting this one straight was a chore. Sometimes when I stitch in hand, my stitches or the linen gets a little bit, what's the word, stretched or warped in a certain direction. So I'm still working on getting that completely finished and fixed. But I love how this turned out. This is a stitch that I took about 1.5 years to work on. I stitched it as a sew along with my good friends Yvette and Olivia and Becky, and we all finished it last year, 2024. I stitched mine on 36 count baby sheep linen by X Jude Designs with the called for Avera Swalded Shea silks. And I absolutely love it so much. I have it hanging up in my hall next to my bedroom with some of my other reproduction samplers that I have completed. So that is my 2024 fully finishes. I had a blast this year. When I look back, stitching and all the memories that the stitching creates, and family, friends, sharing it with you guys. I love watching your journey, and I love sharing mine as well. So I'm super looking forward to all the things that I'll get up to in 2025 and coming back here to share them with you. I hope that you have a great year full of lots of fun and finishes. And even if we don't have lots of finishes, the process and the journey is what it's all about. So at the end of this video, I will include a clip of the pictures of how I display all of these finishes for the year. And until next time, happy stitching, everyone.